Donald Trump is the most corrupt and criminal president in American history, and we all know that, including Donald Trump and the stooges like Carolyn Leavitt who defend him. We always hear this argument from Carolyn Leavitt that, well, at least Donald Trump is honest. He's upfront. He tells you when he's being corrupt. He tells you when he's breaking the law. It is nonsensical, but it is how they try to justify their actions by saying that Donald Trump is open and honest when he's breaking the law. But Carolyn Leavitt didn't stop there because she just let it slip with what else Donald Trump is focused on, what else Donald Trump cares most about, and it's blowing up in his face, especially because of some images that just leaked. We're going to get into this whole disaster from Carolyn Leavitt, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into what Carolyn Leavitt let slip, I want to start with something that was just so disgusting last night that, of course, Gavin Newsom went off on it, and it was Donald Trump's big party. Newsom nails Trump for Gatsby party on eve of food stamp crisis. California Governor Gavin Newsom tore into Donald Trump for partying like it's 1922, given that nearly an eighth of the U.S. population is about to go hungry. Donald Trump hosted a great Gatsby party while SNAP benefits were about to disappear for 42 Americans. The top Democrat raged on X early Saturday. He does not give a damn about you. Trump's opulent Friday night Halloween bash, themed around F. Scott Fitzgerald, iconic Prohibition-era literary critic of the wealth, excess, and moral emptiness of privilege built atop societal inequality, came the night before funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program expired due to the ongoing government shutdown. Footage from the Mar-a-Lago soiree shows Trump seated at a lavish banquet table chatting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, while his officials and allies mingled with celebrities and loyal supporters of the MAGA movement. Roughly 42 million Americans rely on food stamps, which had already suffered cuts worth an estimated $186 billion under the president's big, beautiful bill spending measures earlier in July. One Republican congressman told affected constituents earlier this week they might minimize impact if they choose to stop smoking crack. There was little hope this week of a last-minute breakthrough amid funding deadlock expected to surpass the previous record for overall duration come Wednesday, which was set at 35 days during a partial shutdown under the first Trump administration. Amid inflation and ongoing uncertainty caused by the president's trade war with much of the rest of the planet, economic losses are thought to have ranged from $7 to $15 billion, or a 0.1 to 2% shrinkage in the GDP. Since the shutdown began on October 1st, the Trump administration has been at pains to frame the funding lapse as a result of unreasonable Democratic demands. So people are going to be starving. MAGA's response is stop smoking crack, which I think if we want to talk about anyone's drug use, maybe it could be Don Jr. I didn't say anything, by the way. I was just, I had my nose a little scratchy when I'm, talking about Don Jr. But if we want to talk about drug use, maybe we can do that. But the response is to be racist. Let's just be very clear about what that representative is saying. Or go and party with rich buddies, because that's, of course, what Donald Trump always wants to do. He loves being surrounded by wealthy people, and he has contempt for anyone who is not a billionaire, including his supporters. He wants them to die. He wants them to suffer. He just doesn't care. The only people he's looking out for are his billionaire buddies, including the criminals who helped make his crypto corruption scheme so much money. And that's what Carolyn Leavitt was pressed on here before we get to her real shock admission.
Questions on different topics, if you'll
Sure.
indulge me. On the pardon of Changpeng Zhao, and apologies if I'm mispronouncing that name, Binance has significant business interests with World Liberty Financial, the president's family's crypto company. How do you respond to the allegations from Democrats that this is a corrupt act?
I would respond and say the president is exercising his constitutional authority to grant clemency requests. And the president and the White House have a very thorough examination of every pardon request that comes to the president's desk.
Carolyn, the question wasn't, is Donald Trump allowed to pardon this criminal? We know Donald Trump's allowed to pardon criminals. All Donald Trump does is pardon criminals. The question was why? And the answer is clear. Because Donald Trump has made more money off the presidency than not only any other person in history, because people weren't making money off the presidency because it was the presidency. It was not an opportunity to fucking dump bags of cash into your shitty family businesses. Donald Trump has made billions of dollars off a crypto scheme, and the mainstream media doesn't even want to cover it. And all the while, what is Donald Trump's actual focus? What is Donald Trump really locked in on? What is he worried about? 42 million people losing their food assistance, premiums doubling, tripling. What is Donald Trump focused on right now? A bathroom. And Leavitt's response to that scandal tells us everything we need to know about this administration. Trump wrote on Truth Social sharing these images of the Lincoln bathroom. I renovated the Lincoln bathroom in the White House. It was renovated in the 1940s in an Art Deco green tile style, which was totally inappropriate for the Lincoln era. I did it in black and white polished marble. This was very appropriate for the time of Abraham Lincoln, and in fact, could be the marble that was originally there. Of course, people were furious that Donald Trump was breaking down the White House again, but Carolyn Leavitt responded, admitting that when I first learned a toilet that looked like that existed inside the White House, I was horrified. President Trump is making the people's house more elegant and beautiful for generations to come. All right, let's get this fucking bullshit straight. Carolyn Leavitt is horrified. Horrified! Ah! At a bathroom not being up to snuff in the White House. Sorry, buddy. But when it comes to 42 million Americans, millions of children who are going to go hungry, she doesn't give a fuck. Not only does she not care, they're like laughing at it. Stop smoking crack. 42 million Americans smoking crack. And like, if you want to be just like a disgusting, ghoulish Republican congressman, you're like, oh, all these people. And when they say these people, they mean black people. Let's be honest. Like, oh, all these black people taking SNAP benefits. Oh, they're mooching off the system, the welfare queen, because that's what Republicans are saying. And if you want, like, let's do that. Fucking take your racist lie and pretend it's true. Are you blaming those kids? Like, first of all, the racist lie isn't true, so go fuck yourself. The only people that we give welfare away to is Elon Musk, it's Mark Zuckerberg, it's Larry Ellison. All your favorite billionaires. Do you know who really profits off of SNAP? I'm going to get back to Carolyn. Do you know who really profits off of SNAP? A family worth hundreds of billions of dollars. I don't know if you've heard of the Waltons, of Walmart. Not only does SNAP subsidize the fact that they don't pay their employees a living wage, but then EBT dollars, people are spending those SNAP benefits at Walmart. And what's so crazy about this is because there will be no funding for SNAP, Walmart is set to lose billions of dollars. Why? Because they are reliant on that program to make money off of the very people that they're not paying enough to live. And we're not talking about that. You're invoking racist tropes, neglecting starving children. But Carolyn Leavitt is horrified. Horrified. A bathroom like that. A bathroom like that. Not a bathroom. Ah! How could we have a bathroom like that? Oh my God! I'm embarrassed. I'm just truly embarrassed. I don't know what to say. Like, I know they do this every day. But there was something about that word. I was horrified to learn this. It is heartbreaking what is happening to America every single day. And not just like structurally, right? Like, we are aware of what Donald Trump structurally breaks every single day. Like, physically, he's demolishing the White House, demolishing the East Wing, because it's ballroom time. Got to do the ballroom. I know that we were supposed to feel bad about Charlie Kirk. Never did. But, you ask Donald Trump about his supposed best buddy. He says it's ballroom time. So we know he's focused on the ballroom. I'm always going to bring that up, by the way. But not only is he literally breaking the government before our very eyes, like he's physically breaking things down, he's also trying to break our perception of what the government is about. If there is one thing that organizing a society and taking tax dollars and shaping a government should be about, it's about making sure that people have food. So we refined the idea of what a government is over centuries, thousands of years. We've experimented with what works best. We got to democracy. We haven't lived up to that full ideal, but we've been like tinkering with government as a civilization. And there's people who still don't believe that its purpose isn't to like have people have food and water and security and shelter. Like, what do you think government is for? If you're a Republican, like, what do you think government is for? Like, I truly don't know. And that's what Donald Trump is also breaking. He's breaking the idea of what government is for. When Donald Trump takes a $130 million donation given to the military from a private donor, and he says, oh, this is going to pay the troops, which, by the way, it won't, because it would only give every member of the military $100. What Donald Trump is saying is the government can be bought off in whatever way you want. Donald Trump, of course, can be bought off, but the military can become privatized. That's what he's saying. But I want to close on Snap, and I want to close on Carolyn Leavitt. I've been seeing a lot of photos of like Grey Poupon mustard or like a lobster tails or cookies on Twitter, and it's like all these disgusting bigots and gross MAGA people being like, oh my God, people on Snap, they can have a box of cookies, burn it to the ground. What is wrong with you people? Do you just want people to suffer? Again, what was the point of all of this? If not to make sure that everyone can be fed and have a cookie. Who's going to pay for this? Whose tax dollars are going to pay for this? Mine. It's outlandish. I don't want them paying for the fucking marble bathroom, but if a kid can have a cookie instead of being told by some fucking bigot on Twitter that they have to have white rice for every meal and that's it, because their parents aren't afforded a living wage because all we care about is billionaires and the second yacht and the third house in Aspen and the gaudy, ugly wedding, then we're done as a country. A kid should have a cookie. It's not a crime. These people are gross. Fuck you, Carolyn Leavitt. Horrified by the bathroom. But kids with no food in their bellies, you don't care. Admits it all. That was a bit of a rant. That pissed me off. I appreciate you sticking around for it. And if you are supportive of the rants, and I asked in the last video if Stephen Miller should stick around for a little bit. Well, maybe we'll give him a different name. Drop a name below what we should name our new friend, because I don't want him to be Stephen Miller anymore. If you want to support the show, though, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video. If you stuck around through the end of that rant, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting. Don't let them silence you. And until next time, we'll see you soon.